I hate technology because I got to start this video all over again because for some reason it just quit. And I didn't, maybe I touched them, I don't know. But anyways, like I was saying, welcome back to Countryman Repairs. I want to show you today how to sharpen a wood chisel. Now there's different ways you can sharpen one. Some people may agree with me, some people may not. I just know what works for me. And all this is just a regular old Stanley wood chisel. It's well, about that wide. I think it might be an inch. I can't tell. That rusted over. I can't see what it is. Yeah, it's an inch. But I got to notice the other day I was chiseling out some wood and I was making some landscaping timbers for my wife's garden. And I got to noticing that my chisels were getting a little dull. So I figured, well, I'll make a quick video on how to sharpen one. And like I said, this ain't nothing but an old Stanley. It's not a super expensive one, you know, they're not top of the line, but if you sharpen them right, take good care of them, they'll last you forever. And I picked these up at a flea market because I didn't have any. Then after I got them home, I was moving things around in the shop and I found my old chisel set that I thought I didn't have. So now I got 2 sets of chisels. But anyways, every chisel has an angle on it. And what that does, it allows you to cut down into the wood that way or to trim the wood this way to make it smooth. And if you don't cut that angle just right, if you cut the angle too steep, all you're going to be doing is just pushing down in the wood. And if you make it too shallow, it'll be laying like too flat and you won't be able to cut properly. So you want to hold it at an angle and you want to sharpen it at that exact angle. And when you just want to lay it on there just like that. Hold it up a little bit, push it down until there's no gap between the stone and the chisel. Now, when I got these, I had to do a lot of work to them. Some of them I had to take a grinder, flatten them out here, because whoever had them last used them as a demo chisel, and there was chunks missing. They was horrible. So I had to put them in the vise, grind them down, get the angle on. Now, some of the angles may not be exactly where the manufacturer had them, but they work good for me. I know at one time I had them so sharp you could shave with them, and I got the scar on my stomach to prove it. But that's a different thing. So what you want to do is hold the chisel just like that, and just slightly push, just like that. Now, one thing you can do to make sure you're keeping the angle right. Hope we're still painting it. Just take a paint pen, shake it up real good, and color or paint, whatever you want to call it, the part of the chisel that's going to be on the whetstone. Now, I don't know how good this is going to work, being that's a whetstone, and it's a little damp. But you want to let that dry. Or in my case, you want to force it to dry because I'm not very patient. Yeah, it's good enough. And like I say, just put it on there where the gap disappears. And you can put your finger right here, because once you get used to doing it, you can feel whether you're too high up this way, because you can feel the gap in it. And you can tell you're too high up this way. So just lay it flat, tilt it up, put your finger there, just push it. Now, you can see I may be at too high of an angle because it only got the paint on the very edge, and it's still up on the top. So you might want to adjust your angle down just a little. There you go. That's much better contact, more surface contact. So I usually try to go about 10 pushes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can wipe it off, and you can tell you're pretty much at that angle that you're supposed to be because all the paint's wore. And if you want to, you just wipe the stone down a little bit and put another coat of paint on it. And once you get used to doing it and you learn how to do it, you don't have to put paint on it or anything of that nature, because you'll just pretty much know the angle by feel, and you won't have to worry about it. I'm just showing you this if you're beginning and you're just starting out. It's a little trick that I picked up, because like I say, nobody ever showed me how to use a chisel. I had to do it by trial and error, and trust me, there's a lot more error than anything else. Error. Oh well, you get the point. So I want to lay it up here and go another 5 or another 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See there? I pretty much got the profile and the angle just right because all the paint is wore off. So that tells me I was holding it in the right position. And you can check the sharpness by taking your finger and slowly rubbing it this way. If it feels a little catchy, if you rub it this way and it feels like it's trying to hold on to you, that means it's getting pretty sharp. And do not ever take your hands and go down that way, because if it's sharp enough, it will cut you, and you may have to go get stitches. But yeah, it's getting pretty close. Now this was the 400 grit side. Yeah, I know everything's backwards. I'm hoping it'll straighten out. So you want to flip it over to 1,000, the 1,000 grit side, and you want to clean all the excess dirt and rust and stuff off of it. As you can tell, I don't really do that like I'm supposed to. I take this cleaning stone, I go in a circular pattern, rust on, rust off. You just want to wipe it down. And if you want to, you can spray some more water on it. Let the water rub in. Because on a whetstone, the water is absorbed because they're porous. And that helps whatever you're sharpening to glide across real easy. And it keeps the metal shavings from building up in one spot. Because if they build up in one spot, your chisel's going to skip over them, or it's going to cut deeper into your stone, and you're not going to have a stone very long. If you keep doing that, it's going to wear out quicker than what it should. So again, we're over on the 1,000 grit. And if you want to, like I say, if you're a beginner and you want to do this, it's be a good idea. That way you can learn how to hold it, what pressure to put down, and once you get used to it, you won't never have to do this again. You'll just know by the feel. All right, so we're going to do another 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, you could tell I really wasn't holding it 100%. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. There's a little bit of black paint still here on that, and on that little corner down there. So I wasn't holding it exactly like I was supposed to. But it really wasn't going to hurt nothing because it's not, it didn't grind the point down. So you just want to do another 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, now you could tell where it was real shiny. That was from the last time I had it. I sharpened it. And you could tell from here up, it's not as shiny. I mean, it's shiny, but it's kind of like a dull. And from here down, it's still shiny. What that tells us is that we're making good contact with the stone on the cutting edge of the chisel. That's what you want to see. If it's, you know, dark here, light, dark, light, either the cut blade's really messed up, or the angle's not right, or whoever worked on it last, they was trying to sharpen, they sharpened in one spot too much, not another, and it's caused a wave. Then that's really going to give you troubles. At that point, you have to put it on a bench vise and grind everything down. But you could tell where the blade is making contact all the way across, which is the good contact surface, and it's putting the edge on there like it's supposed to. Now, if you look, well, you can't see it on the camera, but if you rub your finger across the back, you could feel where the metal shavings is rolling back under the chisel when you sharpen it. You want to feel that because that tells you that you are taking metal off the chisel which you sharpen it. So what you could do, I wouldn't do it very hard or very much, but lay your chisel flat and pull it back just a little. And what that does is it shaves them little metal shavings off. If you keep letting that build up, then all that's going to do is roll your edge back, and it's going to be like a bevel. And when you go to use it on a piece of wood, it's just going to slide over. It's not going to cut because that's acting as like a ramp, and it just wants to go like that. So about every 10 or 20 pushes, you just kind of want to flip it over and lightly pull it back on the stone, and that'll shave that off. And we want to switch out to a finer grit whetstone. I keep them in a cooler with water. That way they'll stay soaked at all times. Now I started out with a 400, went to 1,000, and this one here is a 3,000 to an 8,000. So you want to start with the 3,000. Just trust me. I started with a high grit before and accidentally went down to a low grit, and I had to. No, I started with the coarse grit once, or a fine grit, then I went to a coarse grit and messed everything up. I wasn't paying attention. I was doing it backwards. So this stone here is fairly clean. I cleaned this one real good the last time I used it. So you want to dry the end of the chisel off. Paint it black, red, blue, whatever color you have. You know, we're going to have to bear with me. I'm sort of new to all of this. I still get a little nervous when I'm speaking on camera. I don't have good lighting or anything like that, and I'm not going to do a bunch of fancy editing or fancy lights and all that. I'm just, as the name says, countryman. I really don't pay attention to all that. My wife's got editing tools and stuff for her channel, but I'm like, no, people are going to see me for who I am. I'm not going to edit a bunch of stuff and make people think, oh, he's real good. No, he's not. He's just himself. But anyway, again, same thing. Lay it on your stone, get your finger over it, make sure you don't feel no gap, and give it 10 pushes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now see again, I'm not putting enough pressure on this side over here because there's still a little bit of black paint on it. That right down here on that corner. Now it could be, I've been using these quite a bit, and it could be these stones kind of get a dip in them after you use them so long. And as a matter of fact, this one here does. So you got to make sure, because with a dip in it, it could be dipped more to one side than the other. So when you're pushing, like if it's dipped more over here and you're pushing here, well, this side's going to be sharpened and this side ain't, because it's, you know, it's going to stay on the high point. It's not going to dip down to low, because metal don't mold to the dips. It just skips right over. So that's why I'm saying using paint, even for, you know, somebody that knows how to do it without paint, you know, it's good to use it. That way you'll know which side of the chisel is getting sharp and which side isn't. So we're going to go again. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, it's still not getting that corner too good. So I'm going to do it one more time to make sure I get that corner. Because if your edge is not sharp all the way across, sometimes if you're in certain woods, like softwoods, like a pine, or cedar or something that's smooth, that doesn't have a whole lot of grain in it, yeah, it'll do good. But if you get into a wood that's got a lot of grain, if one side isn't sharp, you could be going through like that. Whatever side ain't sharp, it'll catch, and it'll do like this, and it will gouge your wood one way or the other. When I say gouge, it'll cut deeper here than it does over here. Then you'll have to go through a whole process of smoothing everything back out. Then you run a chance of making your wood too thin for whatever project you're using. So that's why sharpening a chisel is very important to make sure it's sharp all the way across. And the same thing, if it's not sharp in the middle and it hits a hard spot, it'll tilt it up and it will drive the chisel down into the wood. And you trust me, I've done that a bunch, and you don't want to have to go through all that. But a pro tip, if you're using a chisel on whatever, if you want something 2 inches thick, you don't want to cut it exactly 2 inches thick and try to smooth it out with a chisel, because then you'll smooth it out below the 2 inch mark and it'll be too thin. So you want to go, if you want to cut it 2 inches thick, go about it 2 1/8 inch, then cut it. Then you'll have 1/8 of an inch of wood to work with to smooth it out until you get down to the 2 inch. Then you can take some sandpaper and lightly sand over it. So always cut a little bigger than what you're needing. If you want a 2 inch, like I say, cut it 2 1/8 or 2 3/16. If you want it 10 inches, you know, and you got a chisel part out of it, go 10 1/8 or whatever. Because if you don't, you run a risk of undercutting it, then you'll have to start all over. I've done that before too. Trust me, I've learned a lot from my past mistakes. That's how you learn. You just have to get in there and do it. That's the only way I can learn. I just got to get in there and do it. If you show me how to do something, I'll forget it 2 seconds later. Trust me. I'm more of a hands-on learner. So, do it a third time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, ignore that piece of dirt, mud, or whatever that is. It's coming through the stone. But you could tell all the black paint's gone off the corners. So what I did, it was on this side here. No, it wasn't. It's on that side. Oh, hell, I don't know which side it's on. But anyways, whichever side it was on, see, I can't remember. And that was like, what, 2 minutes ago that I told y'all about that? If it's got a little black paint here, that means when you're sharpening it, you're holding it too much pressure on one side and not the other, and it's riding up on the stone. It's not laying flat. It's just kind of hiked up a little bit. It's not shaving it off. So once you figure out which side you're holding more pressure on, put it up there and equalize out the pressure, then do it again, then you'll see, well, you got it all the way across. That's another technique with the paint. It'll show you where you're holding too much pressure or not enough pressure. All right, now that was 3 passes on the 3000 grit. And now, the higher you go on grit, the less and less the metal is going to build up on the back of the chisel because it's not removing as much metal as the coarse whetstones do. But still, if you want to, just lay it flat and pull it back, and it cleans it off. Now, we're going to the 8000 grit. Yeah, 8000. And like I said, I went as high as 20,000 grits on these chisels with the sandpaper. And it'll shave you. I got a scar on my stomach to prove that. Which was my stupidity. Because I was pulling the chisel back, which is something you're not supposed to do. And it slipped and got me right under the navel. Sliced through my shirt like it was nothing. And left a scar about yay long on my stomach. Luckily, it wasn't this one. It's a smaller chisel. If it'd been this one, I would have had to go to the hospital. Well, really, I needed to go anyways that day and get stitches, but I didn't. I've been in enough hospitals. When I walk in, they know me by name without looking at my ID. So let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See? This stone here is a little higher in the middle than it is on the sides. As you can see, there and there still has the black paint on it. Because the center of this stone is a little bit higher than the edges. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I did, well, I didn't do it too good on that one, so let me do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's better. Just a very, very little bit of the black on there. So where this stone here is kind of raised up in the middle, and it's sharp in the middle, not the edges, all you gotta do is come a little closer to this edge and tilt it very slightly this way and push it. Then it'll get that corner. Then you come over here and do the same thing over here, and it'll get that corner. So I got a stone over there I need to, it's a shaping stone I need to recondition these. Y'all can tell it's high right here and low right here. Yeah, so I need to do some work on that stone. So let's do 10 more passes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looking good. Let's do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there we go. Now I could show you all how to go from 9,000 grit sandpaper up to 20,000, but I don't think y'all want to sit here and watch it, because at that point all that's doing is just making it shiny. Because you know your chiseling wood, 8,000 is good. You know, if you want to go up to 20,000 just to make them real shiny, you can do that. I do it sometimes when I'm in here and I'm bored and I ain't got nothing else to do. I'll sit here and try to shiny stuff up. So, and I don't have a sharpness testing machine. I've seen Tyler too. I watch him a lot. He does a lot of sharpening knives and everything. He's got a little machine that sits there, and he puts some type of little string or something in it. Then he'll take his knife and put on that string and push down, and when it cuts, it'll pop up and tell him a number. Then he's got a chart that says how sharp it is, whether it's like a dull, like with a good steak knife, razor blade, surgical blade, and all that. I don't have one. I looked into them; they're like $200, and I said, no, I just use the old paper towel trick. So, but if you haven't ever watched Tyler too, I highly suggest you watch it. He does a lot of fun stuff on there. He leaves stuff in different liquids for 30 days. He tests different products from like Amazon, Temu, different places like that. It's a real good show to watch. It's not boring by no means at all. He's a younger guy. I think maybe he's younger than I am. I think maybe he's in his 30s. I think maybe early 30s. Yeah, no, it's a good channel. It's Tyler Tube. Look it up. So what I do when I want to do a sharpening test, I just take a white or blue shop towel, and I just take my chisel and lay it on here like this. Remember I told you a while ago, never do that because it'll cut you. Hold on, let me get these. I'm about to show you why you don't do it. Well, first off, this is a cheap leather strop. It's use it to clean, like I said, the metal shavings and stuff off. I know you can't see it, but trust me. You'll have to trust me on this one. Now, let's just see how sharp this is. I just take it, push it down on there, and pull it toward me. And as you can see, well, I didn't cut all the way through there. But that's how sharp it is. It cut through some layers. I'm not going to sit here and count them all. But I'll do it again for you. All right, you see that? It's intact. Now it's not. So that tells me that's pretty sharp, and I think it's right at where it should be for me. And if I had a piece of wood, I'd show you, but I don't have a scrap piece of wood. No, I don't. But anyways, that's just a quick demonstration on how you sharpen a chisel. Use that technique for any wood chisel, unless the chisels are, well, these ain't chisels. These are called knives. They're for a wood lathe. And these are terribly dull. I can sit here all day long and do that, and it ain't gonna cut nothing. I got a bunch over here I gotta sharpen. So that'll probably be on another video. Well, guys, that's it. That's pretty much the basics on how to sharpen a chisel. If I ever get another one that's in really bad shape, I'll show you how to put it in a bench vise and how to dress it and how to put that angle back on there. Then sharpen that one. Now, that's a little more in depth and it's a little more dangerous because you actually got to use power tools. And I'm probably not the one to show you how to use power tools because I don't use them like you're supposed to. I just use them to get stuff done. I don't really pay attention to the safety on them, which I should. I should have. That would save a lot of injuries in the past, but you know, that's me. I'm not patient. But that's it. If y'all have any other suggestions, things that you want to see sharpened, like I said, those knives for the wood lathe, pocket knives, hunting knives, whatever, send me a message or comment, let me know. Uh, I do have a video somewhere of how to sharpen a lawnmower blade. If I can find it, I'll post it. So, but that might be why I have no idea where it's at. Like I said, I'm not good with technology. So, but that's it. Everybody have a great day, and I'm out.